and Tron still talking. I mean,
Barbara.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Baxbara, baby. Today, I know why I said that. We are on 5,000 subscribers. Yes, I could also scream. I mean, I've been screaming literally the whole week, but we're literally on 5,000 subscribers, which is insane. But then I thought to myself, how can we go from 4,000 to 5,000 in a space of a week and me not explain myself and me not come up here and tell people who I am so that they don't assume, but they actually know what the hell is going on with this girl. Why does she speak like she's on drugs? Because I'm really not. Sometimes I also question it, sometimes my dad questions it, but I'm really just a normal girl in it. So because I'm genuinely all about community, I'm about getting to know one another, even though there's more getting to know me than there is getting to know you, child. Just drop a fact about yourself in the comment section. In fact, I think I'll just like, hey everyone, please drop a fact about yourself in the comments so we can also get to know one another. So also me, I can know. Also you like cheese. Also you like virgin mojitos. Also you like sushi. Yeah. I did put up a question sticker on Instagram, I think 2 days in a row, so that the people who missed it the first time could get a chance to put it in the second time around. And I really do hope that the questions / assumptions, because a lot of you have been here for a while and I talk a lot, so there's not much to assume. Yeah, hopefully I don't get too carried away telling stories without answering the actual questions. So let's go. all right. I bet you wouldn't mind eating plain bread and drinking tap water when you're hungry. That's funny. That's very funny because it's actually really accurate. It's funny because it's accurate because really can I be honest, can I confess, when I used to be in high school and in first year, maybe like a portion of first year, I really used to enjoy coming home and having plain bread, like plain white Woolworths thick sliced bread. Oh god. Or what a fresh clover milk. Oh nah. It's so good. It's so good. It's unbelievable. But the funny part is I don't eat bread and I don't drink milk. I don't know. Am I the only person who has like this weird relationship with milk where I really like, if the milk has been opened yesterday, I'm not going to drink it. Like, I'm just not going to participate in that milk. If I don't open the milk myself and the milk is not cold from the fridge, I refuse to participate in the milk. Period. What are your toxic traits? I'm not toxic. Me, I'm not toxic. Woo, child. Okay. So according to my friends, because I don't believe I'm toxic, but according to my friends, my toxic trait that I think Mashiko keeps saying over and over again, here as well, and Melissa, everybody, they literally say it all the time, that my toxic trait is, well, there's two parts to the toxic trait. There's two parts to this, okay? Part number one is probably something that you've already picked up. I'll make jokes with like a straight face, but then I'll say serious things while laughing. So people who don't know me personally can never really tell what I'm saying, and that's, I think, maybe something that I also need to work on, because I do it literally everywhere. Whether I'm speaking to you in real life or I'm speaking on camera, it's just like I will laugh when I'm being serious and I will not laugh when I'm not being serious. Sometimes it's the other way around, but for the most part, yes, that's number one. Number two, and this one I don't really think it's toxic. I think that Indoda must persevere, Indoda must be strong, Indoda must be, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not intentionally trying to be weird or malicious. It's just like, for me, I don't... How can I describe this? How can I explain this? We've already had this conversation on the Instagram story. Yo, we speak a lot on Instagram, but anyway, we had this conversation on the Instagram stories just about how I grew up around black men and boys and all of that in general, with guys in my own race. And so I sort of developed this like defense mechanism against gents, where people used to compliment me, and then as soon as I walk away, they would laugh and say, haha, that's funny. She thought that was true. If you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, you can go check out the video on colorism that I did. I literally spoke about my entire journey growing up as a light-skinned girl and then having to accept the skin that I was in, and finally getting to the point where I realized, okay, maybe I'm not as bad as those boys said I was. It's really something that I've had to learn to actively work against now that I'm in a space where I'm older, and I do understand that, you know, that was just children being children. I'm really not defined by what the boys in my grade 2 class used to say about me. Automatically, like if someone approaches me, if someone expresses some sort of interest, because I've been dribbled so much in my childhood. I literally will just say no. If you're not being clear about your intentions flat out from the beginning, to me you're just like playing games and I can't take you seriously. So yeah, I'll usually say no like maybe once. I'll say no the first time, and then the second time, that's when I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he's serious. So yeah, apparently it's a toxic trait. I don't know about that. What else is my toxic trait? I don't have toxic traits. Hi man, why am I forcing to find toxic traits? I don't have toxic traits. I'm not toxic. Sorry. Let's see. You are a cost tower. Me, cost tower. I mean, yes and no. Yes, like in the beginning, like for my first year, I was chowing course. First year, first semester, I was chowing course. Right now, I don't know if I would describe myself as a course chower. Maybe a course chowie, yes, but a course chower, no. Yeah, maybe the old me was a course chower. The new me, chow, is a coin chower. That's what I do. I chow coin. You wanna bamba? You wanna play with the big boys? Now you're the wrong kids. Let's see. I thought you were tall. I get this all the time. And I hate it. I hate it here. I am 1.66 meters tall. That's not very tall, but that's like normal tall. I'm taller than average height, but I'm not like netball girl tall. Does that make sense? Like I'm not a giant, but I am a girl. You know, I have this thing there. I have this theory, and I believe it with all of my heart that when you, excuse me, I have a theory and I believe it with all my heart that when you are thin, how slender, you look tall. I really think that people thinking I'm tall is literally just because every full body picture that you've seen of me is me in my slender state, and when you are a slender, you look tall. So I think I understand why people think I'm tall, but it's also because I've got really long legs. Look, that's not normal. I really have I look tall because of the legs, but I'm not tall because of the height. You understand? But in my heart, I know I'm a Naomi Campbell and nobody can tell me nothing. You ghost people when they bore you. Woo! That's not true. That's not true. I don't ghost people when they bore me. Do you know what happens when I don't believe in ghosting people. That's not something I do. The only reason I don't respond to a text is either A, I'm really afraid to continue the conversation. That's probably also one of my other toxic traits. If I really like a guy, I just won't speak to him at all. Give him zero attention. When he speaks to me, I will act like literally I don't care. Leave him on red. Just do the craziest things. But it's literally just because I am afraid. I am so afraid to respond. I'm so afraid to text back because what must I say? That's probably one trait that I can agree is toxic, that I ghost people that I like, but I don't ghost people when they bore me. The thing is, I think I get like an influx of messages, and so what happens is if a conversation is not purpose driven, like if you're gonna text me a WhatsApp and say, hey, I'm gonna miss you, it's that simple. Because you need to come and say, hi Barbara, I wanted to borrow 50 rand because I want to get Cape Town and I need to pour petrol. That to me makes sense. That's a message I can respond to. But if you're gonna respond with, hey, sometimes I have nothing to do, so I will say hey, and then you say, how are you? There are so many pressing issues. There are assignments we are procrastinating. There are videos that need to be edited. There are ideas that need to be sat down and brainstorm with. There is a God who needs time to be spent with. And you want me to respond to, hey, how are you? I'm good. What are you doing? Never that. Never that. That's the key to getting me to go straight. Say hey. I won't respond through it. Let's see. Deep down, you want to be a mom. Yes, baby. Yes. Low key, like very, very low key. And I think this is something that my friends used to joke a lot about in high school. Like, yo, when you're gonna be a mom fundisi. And one thing about me, if I'm a mom fundisi, I'm gonna wear like the tight ones, like the really tight ones, but it's long. It comes up to like, it's not by your ankles, but it's not over your knees. It's like in them, like Kate Middleton. You see Kate Middleton? Like that. And then I say hat, gloves, sunglasses. But being a mom fundisi to me is more than that. Being a mom fundisi means that I'm with a man who is a leader. He knows how to take charge. He knows how to handle situations. He's wise. He's patient. He's calm. He is becoming like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, being a mom fundisi is literally based on A, I like being extra. B, I am a people's person, and I really would enjoy having a home that is open to people, having a home where I can host people, you know, cook, have people over every weekend. Is a new, I mean, okay, maybe not every weekend, but like as often as we'd like to. I want to host people, I want to hold people, I want to love people. So being a mom fundisi definitely gives me the opportunity to go on coffee dates also all of the time, because the women in the church, baby, need to be looked after. Who must do that? It's me. I need to go have coffee dates with all of the congregation. Put that responsibility on me. Also as a mom fundisi, remember, that's my job. So my job is to coffee date with people, minister to people, pray for people, just be in the people. And that's literally my dream job. Wherever the people are is where I want to be. And that's probably also low-key just a little bit why, you know. But the answer is yes. But I don't have to be a mom fundisi. Yeah. Darling, you are the main character in your life. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. You are the main character. Okay, let's Google on Urban Dictionary quickly. I don't know why I'm making myself suffer. Main character. A type of condition. Oh, this one is main character syndrome. A type of condition characterized by one feeling as though they are destined to become a main character through possessing attributes and or having events happen in their lives that cause them to become like the protagonist of any fictional story, having to go on a journey to locate or save something or someone, using unique talents or skills to forward mankind. I'm so confused. When you envision yourself as the main character of the movie version of your life, highlighting the parts of yourself that will make you unique or likable, this syndrome focuses on the self more than any other person. Much how movies, ooh, that's mad. Yo, wow. But also, if I wasn't the main character, who would be the main character in my life? I'm just asking. You know what I feel like? I'm trying to understand. I don't think that because here it says focuses on self more than any other person. I think, especially because I'm in a church that's very like discipleship heavy, I don't see how that could ever be my life. Like how I could ever be a main character in that my thoughts are constantly focused on myself more than other people. But I also do think like there's an element of like, dude, if you're not the main character of your life, who must be the main character of your life now? Who must be the person who is concerned about, yes, God is concerned about you. We are not distributing that. What is it? Disputing that. We are not disputing that. What we are disputing here is the lack of self-awareness, the lack of vision for your life. No, if having vision for your life means I'm a main character, then yes, I'm a main character. Outside of that, I don't think so. No. You wanna bump out? You wanna play with the big boys? Your DMs are full. My sister, they are not. Let me tell you, let me explain. Okay? My DMs are socially, my DMs are very full. Yes, it is overwhelming. I sometimes cannot keep up with the rate and the quality of conversation in the DM because people be pushing mad convo and I really want to give it back, but sometimes I'm really just tired, so that comes a little bit hard. However, in terms of like romantically, like people shooting their shots, my DMs are not full at all. Like literally when people DM me, it's always like, haha lol, or haha I need advice on this, or haha please pray with me on that. But it's never been like, hi Barbara, I want to take you out. Maybe like 4 or 5 guys, but it's also like, you know, those people you can see, this is someone's father, like this man is somebody's uncle. That is what is in my DMs. After the Looking from Jolo episode aired, I won't lie, that was probably the first time that I got people sliding in my DMs. That's pretty much it. Overall, I've heard that guys are intimidated by me. I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm loud. But yeah, generally my DMs are very empty. But also, if somebody DM'd me, I don't know if I would respond, just because again, like I'm not going to take you seriously if you're DMing me. Why are you DMing me? Call me. pick up the phone, come see me in my face. Would you date a stingy guy or a guy who lacks empathy? I would choose peace. I won't do either. What are you gonna do with a stingy guy? Really? Now he's gonna be a stingy father, a stingy husband. Ooh, scary. Or a guy who lacks empathy, and then you come home, you're crying, and he doesn't care. I would personally die. I would fall and die. I need you to hold me and say it's gonna be fine. In high school, I thought you were stuck up. Haha. High schoolie. And what I will tell you, and I think I've had this more than once, I've had people even DM me and say, wow, I really thought you were so mean in high school. What happened to you? Let me tell you what happened to me, okay? I encountered God for real, that's number one. But number two is that I think in high school and in primary school, I was very guarded because I went to the same primary school and the same high school. So coming off of primary school, having experienced everything that I experienced with the same people that I was going to high school with, I obviously had to walk around like I don't care and nothing phases me, because when people hurl insults at me, I think people used to say a lot of things to me in my face, whether they were true or not, as if I'm a robot and these things don't affect me. So I literally just had to learn how to put on a brave face and speak when spoken to, laugh with people when laughed with. And I think that's also why a lot of people probably mistaken me as being very rude and very standoffish in real life, just because I've learned that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody's gonna like me, and that's okay. Like, that's fine. I'm not fighting for anyone's approval. But with that said, I then will also never impose myself on other people. I never want to force a friendship with someone if someone doesn't want to be my friend. I never want to be overly friendly with someone that I've just met unless they first show me that they are overly friendly with me. They are very open to, talking to me frequently, because one thing about me, I will talk, child. I will call you, I will video call you, FaceTime you unprovoked. That's one thing about me. Ask them, they will tell you. And so from that point of view, I completely get it when people tell me, yo, the first time I met you, I really thought you were mean. And that's true, because I really had to guard my heart. But I think I took guarding my heart to the next level, where really I was just walking like this until someone smiled. So I'm glad you don't think that anymore. I'm glad. You are your parents' favorite child. Yeah, I am. I don't know about that. Obviously, I don't think there's a parent who actively goes and says, these are my favorite children. This one is my favorite, that one is my favorite. But I definitely think that there are seasons where my parents had to be a lot more present in my life than my other siblings' life, and now the seasons have changed where my other siblings need attention because they're in a different phase of their lives, and so my parents are more present in that specific sibling's life than they are in my life currently. So yeah, I think favorite children definitely have their seasons, but if I were to be completely honest with you, I definitely think that it's possible that I was my dad's favorite child for a very long time, but that's also because me and my dad are very similar. We both really like cheese, we both really like biltong, we both have the exact same personality. My mom used to jokingly say, oh damn, you remind me of your dad so much. Oh, you're like this. Oh, you and your dad are literally the same. Oh, you and your dad this. Even my aunts and my uncles, they literally will always say whoa, you literally just like your father. So I think it obviously was easier for my dad and I to have a closer relationship with most of my siblings, just because we're literally the same person. But that also means that we clash just a little bit. But also, I'm also the only child who lives with my dad, and obviously that was a choice. I chose to live here. I live here with my father, and my siblings, they stay with my mother. My another siblings, they are grown-ups. They live, they are doctors, engineers. They are doing great things. I'm the one who's choosing a life of YouTube. But just like that, again, fun fact, my dad was studying law. No, my dad was studying my dad was studying law. My dad studied law, and then in his third year, he dropped out. He dropped out to do communications because he really was into entertainment, and then he dropped out of communications to pursue entertainment. So my dad is a radio personality / actor / MC / personality. I don't know what kind of personality because he doesn't have social media. Praise the living God. But yes, I take up after my dad quite a lot. The rest of my siblings are really like my mother's children, very focused, very academic, you know, quiet, reserved, poised young ladies. Me on the other hand, definitely my father's dog. Yes. You're low-key a rich kid. You're low-key a rich kid. Let me tell you something, okay? This is not the first time I hear this thing, okay, of me being a rich kid. And my sister, it is false. I'm not low-key a rich kid at all. At all. Like, I think that it's important to realize and take note of the fact that people will always show you what they want you to see on social media. People will always show you the highlights of their lives on social media. You don't see the background behind the cars and the houses and this and that. Maybe also, I don't know if you are saying this because you saw me driving a Bugatti. What is it? That one? Bentley and a Porsche. Those are not my cars. Those are my rich cousin's cars. My cousins is rich. Me? Not that. First of all, everything that what can I say? I don't want to say everything that I've had because my parents really have sacrificed a lot for it. A lot of the things that I do have. But for example, when I got my first iPhone, it wasn't because my father woke up and decided I'm gonna buy a 15-year-old an iPhone. No. They do this thing where when the contract ends, the employee gets to keep the laptop, keep the phone, and get a new one. So what happens is there ends up being like an influx of MacBooks and just, you know, things in the house. So what do you think is gonna happen? This MacBook that I'm using now is a 2013 MacBook. Why is it a 2013 MacBook? It's a hand-me-down from my dad. So all the coffee dates and stuff, and like I guess the lifestyle that you see me living on Instagram is literally because I work. Like, I don't get an allowance. My parents don't give me an allowance because my parents can't afford to give me an allowance. So I had to like figure out ways to make an income, and one of the ways that I make an income is via tutoring. And I literally have like I think 3 or 4 kids that I'm tutoring in a week, or was tutoring in a week, and that's literally how I make money for petrol. That's how I make money to go out. That's how I make money for hair, nails, lashes, everything. So yeah, I'm not a rich kid. I don't think I'm a rich kid. I think being rich, first of all, is subjective, but secondly, I really do work to be able to buy clothes. I really do work to be able to buy the things that I want to buy, so I don't have to put financial pressure on my parents because that's not necessary. Would you rather live in solitude or continuously be surrounded by people? Ooh, that's very scary. That's very scary because I love being around people, but I also love silence. Do you understand? I really, there's nothing that I appreciate more like silence. And I think you've seen this on my Instagram stories. Every time I'm home alone right now, look how I'm filming in peace. So I really am a girly of like turn off the TV, have no TV in the house, just silence or smooth jazz but very softly playing in the background. And so I appreciate that part of solitude, but I would also die if I never had to speak to people again. I'd simply die because I'm such a people's person. So I would rather die. I'd rather die. Would you like to enter Miss South Africa one day, and why or why not? Sorry, I just saw the other one that says let's address the lies. OC, are you patient or not? That's very funny. That's very funny. We'll get into that. But Miss South Africa. Yeah, Miss South Africa is difficult for a number of reasons. First of all, if you don't know, I'm gonna tell you now. I entered Miss South Africa last year. Fun fact, I had my natural hair out, I had my bare face out, and I literally just went and I spoke from the heart, and I entered on the last day because I was really scared and I didn't think that I had what it takes. I was afraid of what people, like how people around me would receive that. Like, how would they take me saying, hi guys, can you go by Miss South Africa? For a number of reasons, obviously, I can't believe I'm finally answering this question. That's so crazy. I'm really about to tell you the truth. Like, I'm really about to confess. Every single year that I've been eligible to enter Miss South Africa, I've had a couple of like my friends, aunts, cousins, obviously, like they will always say things like that. They're my family. It's their job to tell you you are gorgeous. Please go enter Miss South Africa. So I don't take them seriously. But whenever it comes from like people outside of my, even, it's also weird because I'm scared of the same people who are telling me to enter. But anyway, when it comes from people outside of my immediate circle, like I I start to shut down and I ask myself a million questions, because for me personally, and I've said this before, I think on like Twitter, Thato Mosele is probably one of the first Miss South Africas that made me feel like, oh my word, okay, maybe there is a place for a girl like me. But at the same time, I think there are levels to madness. I think Miss South Africa is someone who has to be super poised, super chill, super calm, and those are not attributes that I feel like I embody, particularly on the internet. I might be that person in real life, might be that person in real life, but because my job on YouTube and my job on Instagram is to come and be a Thanyos, a certain part of me feels like that disqualifies me from even considering entering, because every single one of their previous winners have been super poised, super calm. You know, their social media presence is literally like, I'm a pretty girl, I wear pretty things all of the time, and that's who I am. And so for me, being scared to enter again is literally based on the fact that I'm afraid of being rejected off of the fact that I'm way too wild for the platform, if that makes sense. That's number one. Number two, another one said here, where is it? You're gonna be the next Miss. Okay, this one said you're gonna be the next Miss SA, by the way. Lots of love. Thanks, I receive it, girl. But the other one said you should enter Miss SA. You are beautiful. You have probably learned a lot of things from watching it, which is true. I grew up. I don't know why things got so deep so quickly, but I grew up really. I'm not crying. I don't cry. Me? I don't cry. But I grew up really enjoying watching fashion TV. I loved watching people just walk the runway, because to me it was always something that was super fascinating. Like, look at these girls. But I think also a part of me always watched those things because they were skinny girls, as I was, you know, in my childhood, that people were actually appreciating. So I think I used to watch those shows because this is obviously prior, before I knew Jesus, knew my worth, and all of these different things. But I used to watch them because a part of me felt validated watching like supermodels who were super thin walk around and be praised for being thin, because all I ever experienced in my life was being made fun of for being thin, with the exceptions of, you know, people saying, wow, nice body, whatever. So there's that. I genuinely did enjoy watching America's Next Top Model, absolutely loved it. And so when I started following beauty pageants, I remember it was in grade 4. It was literally by accident, because I was just flipping through the channels one day and I was super bored, and I saw this beautiful woman walk past in a gown, and I was like, oh my word, what is this? And so prior to watching Miss South Africa, I actually started watching Miss Universe, and then I found out, oh, first it's Miss South Africa, then they get sent to Miss Universe, cool. So then I got obsessed with like just the whole thing. But this was just something that, you know, I wasn't thinking too much about. I didn't think that one day I would want to be that person. I would like that for myself. It was just like a general fascination at what was going on the TV, until I got to grade 10. My high school had a beauty pageant. Let me tell you a story. My high school had a beauty pageant. It was called Mr. and Mrs. Insert high school name here. And in grade 10 is when you were eligible to enter the beauty pageant. So only grade 10s to matrics could enter. And so when we reached grade 10, we were working really hard to get into the, what you call this thing, RCL, the student council, EXCO, whatever you call it, the leaders basically of the school. And how it worked at my school is that we had a head girl and a head boy, and then we had several portfolios of different kinds of deputy heads. I wanted to be the deputy head girl of social and charity, because again, like, I was very much about the people. I used to love volunteering at Mandela Days and stuff like that at school. So it only made sense for me to fall under the portfolio that I was passionate about. Yes, I was first team netball. Yes, I was the school's best public speaker at the time anyway. At the time, guys, can I tell you a fun fact? I won public speaking in Afrikaans. Me. Against Afrikaans kids. Me. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. But anyway, so we had social and charity, we had culture, we had sports, we had academics. I literally could have been academic because at the time I was number 1 on the top 10. I could have been sports because first team netball, cross country, I did a lot. I could have been anything, but I wanted to be social and charity. But that's also because I didn't have the guts to want to be head girl, because I was already the head girl in primary school. So to me it was like, I can't be the head girl again. But anyway, that's not the point. The point was Mr. and Miss Beauty pageant was one of the what can I say, stepping stones to getting points in the social and culture sphere of things. I hope that makes sense. I hope it's making sense. Until someone dared me. Someone was like, I dare you to go enter the beauty pageant. And I was like, me, I will go. But also because I did a lot of crazy things. Someone dared me to jump out of a moving transport, and I jumped out of the transport. There's actually a video. I don't know where that video is. If anyone has that video, please send it to me. There's a video where I was eating an apple. And this is also, again, why I feel like I get disqualified from things like in South Africa, is because imagine if that video had to surface of me in a transport at the age of 16 eating an apple, and someone says jump, say pen, I will jump, and then that person said pen, I opened the sliding door of the transport and I jumped out of a rolling car. But anyway, so they dared me to enter the school beauty pageant, and I was like, me, I will enter. But in my head, when I said I will enter, I was entering, first of all, I was entering knowing that it was just a dare, but I didn't think that I would actually make it through, because I didn't think that I was pretty, considering the girls that were in my school. Guys, when I tell you half of the Instagram baddies that you people are following right now are girls I went to high school with, I am not joking. The girls in my school were hot. So for me it was like, oh, I'm just doing this. And then I was shortlisted, and I actually made the final cut of the girls who were gonna be in the beauty pageant. I was shocked. I was taken aback. So I was like, I bet this is gonna help for my social and charity points, because I want to be the deputy head girl of social and charity. But I am aiming to be Miss Personality, which is the equivalent of Miss Congeniality in the beauty pageant. And so that's what I did. I was literally the clown of the pageant. Can I tell you, the first time that I seriously walked in heels was the night of the actual pageant. So prior to that, whenever we had like rehearsals and stuff like that, I was fooling around. When they were doing practice questions, I was fooling around. I was just making jokes one way, not taking it seriously, because I knew like my place is not here to compete for the beauty. I'm not beautiful like these girls. I mean, I accept that I am dark skinned. I'm confident in my dark skin. I'm comfortable with my dark skin. But my beauty, in comparison to these babies, no, not at all. Yeah, the night of the competition came, and I literally just did everything that I saw them do on Miss Universe. Everything I know they do, twirling, walking, do the thing. I still remember. I literally walked, and then when I got to the end, my dress, which was also another thing, we didn't get to pick our dresses. They took us to like this place because it was a sponsor. There we were in our ski pants and in our bras, and literally those ladies like lined us up, and all 10 of us, I remember, were standing side by side. And the designer walks and he's looking at us, and then he's like, okay, cool, I want you and you to come with me. The rest of you'll be helped by these women. And like the mamas come and they literally walk the other girls through the store to like, look, which ones do you want, which ones do you prefer, let's try those on. Whereas with me and the girl who won the beauty pageant, our dresses were handpicked by the man, and basically he literally was like, you two, I've got dresses for you, let's go. And then he came and he handed me a dress, and my dress was like this. It only covered my boob shell, and then it had like decor going all the way in the middle, so you couldn't really see my belly button, but you could see this part. Well, if the mesh was the right color, you would be able to see me properly, but the mesh wasn't the right color, which is politics for another day. But anyway, so yeah, that was my dress. It literally was a see-through dress, covered my boobs, covered my belly button, and then the back, my entire back was exposed, and there was like this diamond strap at the back, and it went like until over my bum. I mean, it's a very vague picture that I have of that dress. I just remember it being very revealing, very like, and I was scared. But the night of the competition, I said, Bona, Miss Universe doesn't know me. I had my hair tied up like this. I walked. When I got there, I said, ah! The people died in the crowd. They died. And I was like, yes. And then I walked back. When it came time for the announcements, they announced, and our top 5 is, my name is being called. Top 5, me. What do you mean? I came here to be Miss Personality. They had already announced Mr. and Miss Personality prior to announcing the top 5. So it was Mr. and Miss Congeniality, and then we had our top 5. So once I got my like Miss Personality crown, goodies, everything, I was like, thanks everyone for voting for me. I love you and appreciate you so much, and forever I will be grateful, right? But then they called me out for the top 5. Chiggy, I was in the top 3. Chiggy, I was the first princess. I said, as the youngest contestant here, the grade 10, against Matrix, me, as the girl amongst chippies, me, I said, no, wait, could that day change my life forever? I was so confused. I've never been so confused about myself ever in my life. Like, bro, you went and competed by accident. You got the crown. What are you saying, baby? I said, baby, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, overall it was a very great experience. Loved it. It was fun for me to actually like go and live out everything that I enjoyed watching and seeing and grew up seeing on the television, but also because it gave me the platform to get the point to do the things that I was passionate about, which was going and being involved in the community engagement of the school, the volunteering stuff, heading and organizing and choosing the charities and things that we involved in. I wanted to do that. That's all I wanted to do. So with Miss South Africa, it's literally like I would enter because there's genuinely so many different things specifically regarding women that I feel like I'm so passionate about, but I think you have to be a certain kind of girl and a certain height, which is another thing. I'm pretty short to be able to compete. And so yeah, I don't know what else to say. But given the opportunity and should the Lord allow, I almost did enter this year again, but this time I think I'm a lot more prepared. I'd probably like do my hair, dress up, do my makeup properly, and then audition again. But I think that Miss South Africa is somebody who needs to be looked up to, is somebody who needs to have something about them that is inspiring and that will transcend generations, first of all, because I think also being in South Africa for a year and people forget about you the year after that is sad to me. Like, it's a really sad thing, and I wouldn't want that to happen if I had to enter. So definitely once I've figured out ways that I can genuinely be impactful and what can I call them, programs that I can implement with the platform that Miss South Africa gives me, I definitely will enter again. So maybe let's look at 2025, 2026, around about that time, if I'm not engaged by then. If I get into a relationship and I see it's getting serious, then I will sit down and take a week to just think and plan out my Miss South Africa reign, and then I will enter Miss South Africa. But yeah, outside of that, I don't know if my behavior on the internet has disqualified me. So, have you ever gotten a speeding ticket? No, not yet. not yet. But I do think my time is near. However, I am trying my best to be a responsible citizen of South Africa. You are actually awkward and not as loud in real life. This is a fact if I've ever seen one. This right here is a fact. I think of myself as a very awkward person. So I think shy, and I get very like I said, I don't want to impose myself on people. I don't want to feel like I'm a lot on people. So whenever I meet people for the first time, I'm very very observant. I remember looking from Jolo. After looking from Jolo, we literally had a chillers that Tato organized, and Tato's such a great host, man. Tato and Mo love them. But we were sitting, and it was me, Tadi, Levo, Tato, Tron, everyone. We were all sitting there, and I remember I was sitting like, I don't even know how to describe where I was sitting, because I was just not sitting within the people. Zama asked me, she's like, oh my word, I was actually wondering why are you sitting so far? Like, is everything okay? Is everything fine? And I think that's just the person that I am, in real life. I just will not impose myself in situations. Even though they were really cool people, and I just want to say, those people are so cool. I so expected an element of superstar energy, but they're literally such normal people, and they're such inviting people, such come enter the conversation, come laugh with us kind of people. And for me, I literally just sat there shaking, because I was like, I don't know if they're ready for all this energy. I don't know if they're ready for all of me. So I sat there and I just kept quiet and observed. The first 3-4 times I'm lying, two times. The first 2 times I'll probably be super observant, but once we get through that barrier, baby, there is no stopping me. I am loud in real life. I just need to be comfortable. That's all. Remember, YouTube is different. YouTube is different because as we speak, there is nobody in my room. As we speak, I'm talking to myself. My neighbors think I'm crazy because they hear me do this every day, all the day. So it's easy for me to be loud on camera because nobody can see me. You get what I mean? I don't see the 1,000 people who watch it, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's why in real life I come across as very like, but it's just because I'm scared. I'm nervous, child. Ease my nerves, I beg. I thought you were petty. Sorry, you are wrong. I am indeed Motswana girl, born on the 5th of July 2000 in a small town called Mabato in Mahikeng. So yeah, I'm very much Tswana. You come across as super high energy, hyper, but you're actually super chin, down to earth, and intelligent. Emphasis on intelligence. You forgot about me. I didn't forget about you. I would never forget about you. I don't forget about people. What happens is I get very overwhelmed a lot. And so it's very, how can I say, I need to work hard in order for me to make time for friendships and be intentional about that. Like right now, and this is probably the reason why I also like am very iffy about people shooting their friendship shots, is I feel like I'm not in a position where I'm managing my current friendships at a level that I would like to. So for me to then actively go out and look for more relationships and nurture more relationships outside of my close friend circle is difficult, because I want to give my close friends everything that they deserve, because they've been here for me in the absolute ghetto, child. So as soon as I know that I'm set with them, that's when then I will start looking for, you know, more. I saying more. But yeah, beyond disciples and my close friends is hard, my sister. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. But I love you and I appreciate you, B. I want you to know that much, because yeah, I know I haven't been the greatest communicator. I will give you a call. Let's see. You actually sleep on yourself way too much. Yeah, I've heard this a lot from my friends, and maybe it's possible. I don't know. I can't rate myself. Like, I can't get myself to a point where I am hyped about myself. I might portray a very confident person here on the thing, but now I have my days where it's just like, so yeah. I thought that you were on drugs, but no, it's just your personality, lol. Are you and Tron still talking? I don't know why you guys want to know about my relationship with Tron. First of all, what if I can get Tron? Nah. Did you see my date with Lucas? That date banged. I don't get why everybody is asking me questions. Why are you not asking Tron? And I see you guys, let's say, watch the season finale of Looking from Jolo, because I hate that you are all assuming that I picked Tron. People have been tagging me in Tron's pictures. Barbara, come see. And then there were some other girls who, I think I commented on one of Tron's pictures, and then they responded to my comment saying, Jolani wants Jolani. And then even worse, somebody had the liver. I was on a live. I joined as a viewer, and I think I said laughing emojis, and someone said, "Hi, yo, Mrs. Paya, you are here. Dumela Baxbara." And I was like, OMG, not on a public platform. How dare? What about is Dimosam? Is that how they say it on Twitter? I think that means your dignity. If it doesn't mean your dignity, please, I scratch that out. I rebuke it in Jesus' name. But what about is Dimosam? What about is Dimosatron? Imagine waking up and finding a girl telling people things about you on the internet. I'd die. Personally, I'd just evaporate. So go ask Tron. Ask Tron yourself. Don't ask me. I know nothing. I know nothing about my life. Ask Tron. You wanna bam back? You wanna play with the big boys? Oh, let's address the lies. Are you patient or not? I am patient. Like I said, one thing about me, I'm very perseverant. Like, I will fight through a relationship for 6 years, even if I don't have to, just because I really believe. I really like to believe in people. Also, like, how would I be able to tutor maths and physics without patience? That's impossible, my sister. That is very impossible. So I am patient. It requires a lot of patience to tutor. It requires a lot of patience to be an older sister. It requires a lot of patience to be a disciple maker. It requires a lot of patience to be in relationships in general, platonic or romantic. So I do think I'm a very patient person. I think the only place where I would say I lack patience is where patience is something that I don't need to have. Like, if I'm paying you for a service, if I'm paying you and I have an appointment, say at 12 o'clock, right? And that's what I meant in my date with Lucas. I do believe that I'm a patient person, but if I paid you a deposit and we said you're gonna start braiding my hair at 12 o'clock, there is no ways that you can tell me about me waiting for 2 hours and being patient when this is a service I'm paying you for. This is a time that we have honored. So I think my lack of patience is based on people who don't have a respect for time. I am very big on honoring time, my time, other people's time. Let's not waste time. Let's be productive. Let's respect one another. So patience goes out the window when you are unable to honor me when it comes to time. So I hope that clears that up. I am patient, but I will not tolerate and stand for someone wasting my time. Guys, this video is now 1 hour and 7 minutes and 25 seconds long. I don't know how I'm gonna edit this into something that is edible, but what I do think is I'm gonna leave the rest of the assumptions and questions for a get ready with me video, and then I can answer them at a later stage while I'm doing my makeup or something like that, because if I carry on, child, this video will happen forever. But I just want to say thank you so much if you made it up until this point of the video. Please comment this down below so that I can see and appreciate and love on the people who actually make it to the end of my videos. I also see there are a lot of comments saying, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful, you're so amazing, you are so gorgeous. I want to say thank you, everybody, for shining your light on me. I should behave like I'm a South African. These are the things. These are the only things in South Africa. Thank you so much to everyone who... I'm so silly, my word. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you, South Africa. This is so hard. Okay, I can do it. Thank you to everyone for the lovely comments. I do appreciate it. I don't take it lightly. I should actually start compiling them like in a folder, just so that like some days when I forget, then I can just look and say, oh, okay, remember, this is who you are. You are great! I'm so silly and I'm losing the plot already, but yes, thank you so much to everyone who's been riding with me. 5,000 subscribers is really a big deal. I don't think you understand how much of a big deal it is for me. I've been screaming the whole week and I genuinely am appreciative of the opportunity to serve here on social media as a form of entertainment, as a helper in your relationship with Jesus Christ. Even though that shouldn't be my part, you should get into a church, find a pastor and speak to your pastors. But anyway, yeah, I really don't take the fact that you have chosen me and you've chosen to spend so much of your time with me. 1.1 million minutes is not a play of a child. It's not a joke. So genuinely from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. It's only bigger and better and greater from here. Obviously, without the grace of God, I wouldn't be where I'm at, but without you being obedient to the small voice that says, go watch Barbara's channel, child, half of the opportunities that I have, half of the jobs that I get, you know, in terms of social media, TV presenting. I haven't done TV presenting yet, but we are speaking it into existence. You know, every sort of opportunity in the media, me getting to a point where I can wake up every morning and say that I'm doing something that I love with all of my heart is really a privilege, and that's something I'll never take for granted. So thank you so much for choosing me. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity. I'm just gonna keep on repeating myself in different ways, so I'm just gonna end it here and say kapunka. Kapunka means thank you in I think it's Thailand. I think I was in Thailand. There was a year of Miss Universe where everyone, like, at the end of their thing, instead of thank you, kept saying kapunka, because it was like the thank you of their country, and it was like the cutest thing of the Miss Universe history. So kapunka.
The comment of the week goes to